Have you ever noticed how some people seem to rise, evolve, and strengthen year after year, while others repeat the same emotional pain, the same mistakes, the same life? Here's the haunting truth. Most people want change, but few understand how to improve themselves in a real, lasting way. Buddhism teaches, if you do not master the mind, the world will master you. Because life isn't shaped by luck, it's shaped by the power of attitude and mindset, the importance of self-discipline, developing strong communication skills, managing time effectively, and choosing a positive mindset every single day. Where every video is a doorway to calm, clarity, and timeless Buddhist teachings you won't find anywhere else. So ask yourself, if nothing changes, what will your life look like in 5 years? Stay with me, because one of these 10 teachings, and the powerful bonus lesson at the end, is the key most people never realize. Yet, it's the one that finally transforms everything. 1. Master the mind before the world touches it. The day you stop caring about the noise of the world is the day you finally begin to win the inner battle. And that victory begins with one simple truth. You must master your mind before the world touches it. Ask yourself, why does your first thought in the morning decide your entire day? Pause with that question for a moment, as if holding a lantern over the dark corners of your mind. Because the mind is a silent architect building your reality. It sketches your mood, colors your perception, and quietly shapes what you believe you deserve. Buddhist wisdom teaches that the mind, when unobserved, becomes the greatest source of suffering. But the mind, when gently disciplined, becomes the doorway to freedom. Imagine your mind as still water at dawn, untouched, pure, powerful. In this early silence, everything is possible, but once disturbed, the reflection breaks. Nothing appears clearly. Most people wake and dive straight into the disturbance, stress, comparison, old memories, fears that whisper their names. They do not realize they handed over the pen that writes their day. In the modern world, this disturbance arrives quickly. Notifications, obligations, expectations. Yet the responsibility remains yours. You can awaken with a mind that reacts or a mind that leads. And the difference between the two is the difference between chaos and clarity. Every relationship, every decision, every emotional storm is shaped by whatever thought you choose to honor first. So ask yourself, what thought do I allow to lead my day? Here is your practice. When you wake, sit for 30 seconds, just 30. Notice the first thought that rises. Do not judge it. Do not wrestle with it. Simply breathe. And then, choose a better one. Choose a calmer one. Choose a truer one. This is how you reclaim your morning, and your morning is how you reclaim your life. Consider a story you might recognize within yourself. A person who wakes already tired, already irritated, already lost in yesterday's shadows. Their entire day bends under the weight of that first unconscious thought. But another person wakes, pauses, breathes, and chooses peace first. Their day bends toward clarity. Their actions become intentional. Their emotions become gentle. Which one are you becoming? Am I the observer or the prisoner of my mind? That question will follow you today. Let it guide you. Let it unsettle you. Let it free you. Because the day you stop caring about the noise outside and start caring about the silence within is the day you finally win. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "Consistency is my power." 2. Discipline is the path, not the prison. The day you stop caring about comfort and start caring about your growth is the day you finally win. Discipline is not a prison, though your mind may whisper that it is. It is the path, the one that leads you from who you are to who you are meant to become. Ask yourself gently, why does what feels uncomfortable now become freedom later? Sit with this question as if holding it over a quiet flame. Because everything avoided becomes a weight, and everything practiced becomes a wing. Buddhist teachings remind us that the undisciplined mind is the birthplace of suffering, while the disciplined mind becomes a sanctuary where clarity lives. Self-control is the doorway to self-respect. When you follow through on what you said you would do, you begin to trust yourself. You begin to walk a little taller, breathe a little deeper, and feel a strength that does not depend on what others think of you. Imagine the metaphor of a sword. A sword is not born sharp. It is forged through fire, pressure, and repetition. In the same way, your character is shaped not in moments of comfort, but in the friction of doing what you resist. Each time you choose the harder path, the workout, the meditation, the difficult conversation, the honest decision, something inside you is being sharpened. And slowly, the discipline that once felt heavy begins to feel like freedom. Modern life tempts you with shortcuts, with instant relief, with the illusion that ease equals happiness. But ease without purpose leads to emptiness, and comfort without direction leads to regret. You already know this in your bones, so take a breath and visualize this. See yourself taking one small action you normally avoid. Instead of shrinking, feel strength rising. Notice the quiet confidence that comes from doing what you said you would do. That is the beginning of inner liberation. Think of someone living on the edge of their own excuses, always waiting, always delaying, always dreaming, but never moving. Their days feel heavy because their promises to themselves grow hollow. And now imagine someone who keeps one daily commitment with consistency. Their spirit grows anchored, their energy rises, their direction becomes clear. Which version are you nurturing? Where do I avoid responsibility? What small habit could transform my life if practiced daily? Do I value ease or growth? Carry these questions with you. Let them challenge you. Let them strengthen you. Because when you stop caring about comfort and start caring about discipline, you step onto the path where real freedom begins. 3. Honor silence. It speaks the truth. There comes a moment in your journey when winning has nothing to do with achieving more and everything to do with hearing what lies beneath. Honor silence, for it speaks the truth you have avoided for years. Ask yourself quietly, what truths are hidden beneath the noise you avoid? The world teaches you to fill every empty space, every pause, every quiet moment with distraction. But Buddhist wisdom reminds you that silence is not emptiness, it is revelation. In silence, everything you've been running from finally reveals itself. Silence is the cave where the blind tiger finally learns to see. In that dim, undisturbed space, the tiger realizes the shadows it feared were shadows of its own making. Just like you, the fears you carry, the worries that tighten your chest, the emotions you push away, they do not disappear, they wait. They wait for the moment you stop running and finally sit with them. Most people fear silence, not because it is empty, but because it is too honest. It shows you what the noise successfully hides. Modern life has made distraction the default. You reach for your phone before you reach for your breath. You listen to the world before you listen to yourself. And slowly, without noticing, your inner voice becomes faint, like a whisper behind a closed door. But that whisper holds the guidance you keep searching for outside. It holds the truth of what you desire, what you fear, what you must let go of, and what you must become. So try this. Sit in silence for 2 minutes. No phone, no music, no conversation. just your breath. Feel how the first few seconds feel uncomfortable, as if your mind rebels against the pause. Then notice how the discomfort slowly dissolves into clarity. In that stillness, you begin to hear something deeper, your own truth rising to the surface. That is where real transformation begins. Think of a person who avoids silence, always running, always busy, always distracted. Their life feels loud, chaotic, heavy. Then imagine another who pauses each day, even briefly. Their mind becomes clearer, their emotions steadier, their choices more aligned. Silence becomes their compass. What do I fear hearing from myself? What emotions do I mute with distraction? When was the last time I listened, truly listened, to my inner voice? Carry these questions gently, because the day you stop caring about the world's noise and start honoring your inner silence is the day you finally win. 4. Stop reacting, start responding. The day you stop caring about every emotion that rises inside you and instead learn to witness it is the day you finally win. Stop reacting, start responding. Ask yourself softly, why do emotions lose their power when witnessed rather than obeyed? Because what you observe, you no longer become. This is the hidden strength within Buddhist wisdom, the understanding that your inner storms are not you. They are simply weather passing through the sky of your mind. The pause between stimulus and reaction is where wisdom lives. In that pause, you reclaim your power. Emotions are clouds, temporary, shifting, meaningless, unless you chase them. But most people spend their lives running after every cloud, believing each one holds their identity. One moment angry, the next insecure, then hopeful, then afraid. Without awareness, you live as a prisoner of emotional weather. But when you watch the clouds instead of running under them, something changes. The storm no longer dictates your steps. The sky becomes clear again. In daily life, this truth becomes vital. Modern pressures pull you into instant reactions. The message that irritates you, the comment that wounds your ego, the fear that arises without warning. Reacting makes everything heavier, but responding intentionally, calmly, consciously opens the door to freedom. So visualize this. The next time irritation appears, do nothing for one breath. A single deep inhale. Feel the heat of the emotion in your body, watch its shape in your mind, and let your awareness grow wider than the feeling. Notice how the emotion loses its urgency. Notice how clarity returns. Consider two versions of the same moment. One person reacts instantly. Sharp words, quick anger, regret afterward. Their life feels like a chain of emotional fires. But another takes that breath, allows the emotion to be seen, not obeyed, and responds with calm intention. Their life unfolds with fewer battles, fewer regrets, and far more self-respect. Which path are you choosing each day? Which emotions control me most often? What would self-mastery look like in action? Do I respond from awareness or from habit? Let these questions stay with you throughout the day. Let them sharpen your clarity, because when you stop caring about every emotional impulse and start choosing your response with awareness, you begin to win the quiet battle within, and that is the victory that transforms everything. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "Consistency is my power." 5. Speak truth, first to yourself. The day you stop caring about pleasing others and start caring about being honest with yourself is the day you finally win. Speak truth, first to yourself. Ask gently, why do relationships suffer when we lie to ourselves long before we lie to others? Because dishonesty begins as an internal fracture. When you hide from your own truth, your words, your choices, and your connections become built on sand. Clarity is kindness, even when it feels sharp. and the first person you must offer that kindness to is you. Buddhist wisdom teaches that suffering grows in the shadows we refuse to acknowledge. Self-deception is subtle. It arrives as excuses, as denial, as stories we create to avoid discomfort. But avoiding truth is like covering a mirror in dust. The reflection fades, and soon you no longer see your own face clearly. Imagine your mind as that mirror. Each time you ignore your truth, another layer of dust settles. Eventually, clarity is lost. In the modern world, people often speak the truth to avoid hurting others, yet rarely speak it to avoid hurting themselves. You tell yourself you are fine when you are not. You stay where you no longer belong. You pretend certain habits are harmless. All of these small betrayals compound until your inner voice grows quiet. And when you cannot be honest with yourself, honesty with others becomes impossible. So take a quiet breath and try this. Speak one honest sentence today, a truth you've been avoiding. It does not need to be dramatic. It only needs to be real. Maybe it's admitting you are tired, or that you need help, or that a relationship has changed, or that you deserve better discipline, better boundaries, or a better way of living. Notice how, with just one sentence, the dust on the mirror begins to lift. Think of someone who keeps running from their inner truth. Their life feels confused, heavy, unstable. But imagine someone who chooses honesty, even when it stings. Their path becomes simpler, cleaner, steadier. Truth becomes their guide, not their enemy. And slowly, their relationships deepen because they live from transparency, not performance. What am I pretending not to know? Where am I silent when I should speak? What truth could heal my life if I finally accepted it? Carry these questions quietly, but carry them. Because when you stop caring about the comfort of lies and start choosing the courage of truth, you begin to win from within, and everything outside begins to align. 6. Protect your energy like treasure. The day you stop caring about pleasing everyone and start caring about protecting your inner energy is the day you finally win. Protect your energy like treasure. Ask yourself, if the body needs food, what does the soul require? The answer is simpler than you think. The soul requires protection, rest, and mindful boundaries. Not everything deserves access to you. This teaching is not cold, it is compassionate. It reminds you that your inner world is sacred, and anything sacred must be guarded with intention. Buddhist wisdom teaches that suffering often enters through the doors we leave open without awareness. Your energy is not infinite, yet you treat it as though anyone can take her. You give your attention to people who drain you, your time to obligations that deplete you, and your emotions to situations that do not grow you. A candle cannot burn for everyone, or it will extinguish itself in darkness. You cannot shine if you let everyone dim your flame. Modern life encourages constant availability, messages, expectations, demands. But availability without discernment becomes self-abandonment, and when you abandon yourself, your peace fades first, then your clarity, then your purpose. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is survival, it is wisdom, it is self-respect. So visualize this. Imagine a boundary, invisible, calm, firm, surrounding your inner peace like a quiet circle of light. See yourself gently stepping back from conversations that drain you, from environments that suffocate you, from expectations that are not yours to carry. Feel the difference between reacting out of obligation and responding from alignment. Feel the strength that rises when you finally choose yourself. Consider two people, one who gives endlessly until there is nothing left, living tired, resentful, overwhelmed, and another who gives from overflow, not depletion, because they preserve their energy with intention. One burns out, the other burns steadily. Which are you becoming with your current choices? Who drains my energy and why do I allow it? What boundaries must I create? Am I giving from overflow or depletion? These questions will guide you toward a quieter, stronger life. Because the day you stop caring about being everything for everyone and start caring about protecting your inner flame is the day you finally win. Protect your energy, guard your peace, your soul depends on it. 7. Choose progress, not perfection. The day you stop caring about perfection and start caring about progress is the day you finally win. Choose progress, not perfection. Ask yourself, why do small improvements compound more than dramatic change? Because real transformation is not created in explosions, it unfolds in quiet, consistent steps. Buddhist wisdom teaches that greatness is not born from intensity, but from continuity. One small step repeated becomes destiny, and the steps you take today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Perfection is a trap of the mind, a shadow that whispers, "Wait until you are ready." But readiness is an illusion. A mountain is climbed not through strength, but repetition. One step, one breath, one moment of courage at a time. Most people never begin because they underestimate the power of small movements. They wait for inspiration, for clarity, for the right time, not realizing that waiting is the silent thief of their potential. Look at modern life. Everyone wants instant results, quick success, rapid transformation. But the truth is simple. What grows slowly survives. What grows slowly becomes strong. Progress is humble, quiet, almost invisible at first. But over weeks, months, and years, it becomes a force that reshapes your character. So visualize this. See yourself 1 year from now, just 1% better every day. Not perfect, not flawless, simply growing. Imagine the strength, the discipline, the peace you would carry. Consider someone who waits for the perfect moment, the perfect job, the perfect plan, the perfect emotion. Their life is paused, stagnant, heavy. Now imagine someone who takes one small action daily, reading a page, meditating for 5 minutes, improving a skill, speaking one kind word, choosing one healthier decision. Their life expands, their confidence grows, their direction becomes undeniable. Which path mirrors your current habits? Progress is compassionate. It forgives mistakes. It allows rest. It welcomes imperfection. Perfection, on the other hand, punishes you for being human. The moment you release the need to do everything flawlessly, space opens for actual growth. And that growth, slow, steady, intentional, becomes your liberation. What tiny habit can I repeat daily? Where am I waiting for the perfect moment? What would change if I started now? Let these questions guide your next step, because the day you stop caring about doing it perfectly and start caring about simply beginning is the day you finally win. Your future is built in small steps. Take one today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "Consistency is my power." 8. Be patient with the process. The day you stop caring about rushing toward outcomes and start caring about trusting the journey is the day you finally win. Be patient with the process. Ask yourself with honesty, why do we suffer more from our impatience than from the journey itself? Because impatience creates resistance, and resistance multiplies pain. Buddhist wisdom reminds us, what is meant for you unfolds at its own rhythm. And when you force what is not ready, you lose what could have blossomed naturally. A seed cannot be rushed. Force destroys it. Patience reveals it. Imagine holding a small seed in your hand. No matter how much you want it to grow today, you cannot pull the sprout from the soil. You cannot stretch its roots before they form. All you can do is nurture the environment, light, water, consistency, and in its own quiet timing, it breaks open and becomes everything it was meant to be. Your life is no different. Growth requires gentleness. Becoming requires time. Modern life convinces you that speed is success. But speed without direction leads to burnout, and impatience without awareness leads to unnecessary suffering. You compare your timeline to others, forgetting that each person carries a different lesson, a different pace, a different calling. You push, you force, you hurry, and in doing so, you lose the beauty of the moment you are actually living. So breathe deeply and visualize time as a gentle river, carrying you forward, not against you. Imagine yourself floating, not struggling, trusting, not fighting. Feel how softening your pace softens your mind. Feel how patience turns bitterness into understanding and waiting into wisdom. When you stop forcing life, life begins to guide you. Think of someone who demands quick results. They plant a seed and dig it up each day to check its progress. Their frustration grows, their hope weakens, their journey feels heavy. Now imagine someone who practices patient consistency. They trust the unseen work happening beneath the soil. They nurture quietly, believe steadily, and grow deeply. Their transformation arrives not as a sudden miracle, but as a reward for their steady surrender. Where am I forcing life? What lesson is asking me to slow down? Can I trust the timing I do not control? Let these questions soften your heart, because the day you stop caring about rushing the journey and start honoring the pace of your becoming is the day you finally win. Patience is not waiting, it is trusting, and trust is the doorway to peace. 9. Strengthen your body to support your mind. The day you stop caring about ignoring your body and finally honor it as part of your path, you begin to win. Buddhist wisdom teaches that the body and mind are not separate travelers, but companions on the same journey. And yet, we often forget this truth. We try to calm the mind while the body is exhausted, neglected, or tense. So ask yourself, why does a weak body create a restless mind? Because imbalance in one creates turbulence in the other. The mind cannot find peace in a vessel that is struggling to stand. The body is the vessel, the mind is the traveler. Imagine a lamp meant to shine with brilliant, steady light. Its flame may be strong, its glow full of potential. But if the container is cracked, unstable, or fragile, the light flickers and fades. Your mind is that flame. Your body is the container. To strengthen the flame, you must first care for the container that holds it. Many people search for mental clarity while treating the body as an afterthought. They chase inner peace, but sleep poorly. They seek focus, but nourish themselves irregularly. They want calm, yet they breathe shallowly and move reluctantly. Without realizing it, they are dimming their own light. You cannot ignore the body and expect the mind to thrive. When your physical state weakens, your thoughts lose discipline, your emotions become reactive, and your patience dissolves. Take a breath and visualize yourself stretching or walking with full awareness. Feel each movement aligning your energy, grounding your presence, awakening your focus. Imagine your spine lengthening, your breath deepening, your steps becoming deliberate. This simple practice reminds you that caring for the body is not vanity, it is wisdom. It is the foundation for a mind that sees clearly and a heart that feels lightly. Consider the person who treats the body like a burden, something to tolerate or push through. Their mind remains clouded because the vessel is strained. Now consider someone who views the body as a sacred tool, a partner in their awakening. They move with intention, rest with purpose, breathe with awareness. Their clarity becomes natural, their peace effortless. How does my physical state affect my mind? What one health practice must I commit to daily? Am I treating my body like a burden or a sacred tool? These questions will reveal the truth you've been avoiding. The moment you stop neglecting your body and start strengthening it with respect, your mind becomes the calm traveler it was meant to be. This is the day you begin to win. 10. Live with intention, not habit. Every day, without noticing, you are becoming someone. Not through dreams, wishes, or promises, but through the quiet things you repeat. This is why the journey of winning begins the moment you stop caring about living on autopilot. Buddhist wisdom teaches that unconscious living is the root of unnecessary suffering. So ask yourself, who are you becoming through what you repeat? Because whether you realize it or not, your habits are sculpting your destiny. What you do daily shapes what you become permanently. Imagine a river carving its way through ancient stone. It does not rely on force, nor does it rush. Its power comes from consistency and direction. Day after day, moment after moment, it shapes the world around it. You too are carving the landscape of your life. Every repeated thought, every action, every choice becomes a stroke of the chisel, shaping your future self. Most people move through their days unconsciously. They wake, react, consume, repeat. They confuse motion with meaning and habit with intention. Life becomes something that happens to them rather than something they are actively creating. But the day you stop caring about living blindly is the day you win back your power. The day you replace habit with intention is the day life begins to respond to you, not the other way around. Visualize this. Tonight, before you sleep, you pause and ask yourself gently, did I live today consciously or unconsciously? Feel the weight of that question settle in your chest. See the moments when you acted with purpose and the moments carried by habit. This simple reflection brings light to the places where you've been moving in the dark. Your habits are not just routines, they are seeds, and each seed grows into the person you are becoming. So ask yourself, what habits define who I am becoming? Am I living by design or by accident? What intention will guide tomorrow? The truth is simple. When you act with intention, even small actions become meaningful. When you move through habit, even big efforts lose purpose. The path to winning in peace, purpose, and clarity begins with one deliberate choice: to live today on purpose. When intention becomes your guide, your life stops happening by accident and starts unfolding by design. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're unsure what to say, just type, "Consistency is my power." Bonus lesson, protect your inner stillness. There is a reason the most powerful people you meet move with a quiet calm. They are not calm because life is simple. They are calm because they learned to anchor themselves beneath the noise. Buddhist wisdom teaches that real strength is not aggression, volume, or control. It is the ability to stay centered when everything around you tries to pull you away from yourself. This is why the day you stop caring about outside chaos is the day you begin to win. When the mind is still, life becomes clear. Picture the ocean during a storm. The waves above are wild, crashing, and unpredictable, but go down even a little, and the water becomes calm, deeper still, and there is silence. Your mind works the same way. At the surface, there are fears, expectations, and pressures, but beneath them lies a depth nothing can disturb. Most people never reach that depth because they react to the waves, forgetting the calm that is always within. Place a hand on your heart for a moment. Breathe slowly. Notice the quiet place inside you that remains untouched by the noise around you. This stillness is your inner home, your anchor, your guide. When you protect it, life feels clearer. Decisions feel cleaner, relationships become easier, and problems lose the power they once had. But every day something tries to disturb this calm. A conflict, a demand, a memory, an expectation. That is why you must ask yourself, what disrupts my calm most often? And more importantly, why does it have access to me? When you stop trying to please every voice and start protecting your inner stillness, you reclaim your strength. Then consider, what practice restores my inner stillness? It might be breath, solitude, a walk, a moment of silence, or a simple pause before responding. The practice matters less than the intention behind it, the steady return to yourself. And finally, who am I when nothing outside controls me? The answer to that question is the beginning of freedom. When your stillness becomes non-negotiable, the world loses its hold on you. You move through life not as a prisoner of noise, but as the quiet depth beneath it, and in that depth, you finally win. Quick summary of each lesson. Master the mind before the world touches it. Your first thought shapes the tone of your day, your focus, and your emotional direction. Train your mind before the world influences it, and life becomes clearer and more intentional. When you choose your mindset consciously, you choose your life consciously. Discipline is freedom, not limitation. True discipline gives you power over desires, impulses, and weaknesses that once ruled you. Consistency builds inner strength, self-respect, and confidence in who you are becoming. When you live with discipline, life stops overwhelming you. You begin to lead it. Honor silence, it reveals truth. Silence brings clarity, emotional honesty, and a deeper connection with yourself. In stillness, your inner voice becomes louder and more true. Sit with silence long enough, and it will show you what needs to change. Respond, don't react. Emotional mastery starts with awareness, not suppression. The more you learn to pause, the less life can shake you. Your response shows your growth, not your mood. Speak truth, starting with yourself. Honesty with yourself is the base of growth, clarity, and strong relationships. Avoiding truth keeps you stuck, confused, or divided inside. Speak what is real, even when it feels uncomfortable. Truth heals. Protect your energy. Not everyone or everything deserves access to your time, attention, or inner peace. Guarding your energy is not selfish, it is self-respect. When you protect your inner state, life feels lighter and more aligned. Choose progress over perfection. Growth comes through small, steady actions, not sudden perfection. When you improve even a little each day, your life changes quietly but powerfully. Start small, but start now. Trust the timing. Be patient with the process. Rushing brings suffering, but patience brings alignment and peace. Every stage of growth needs time, learning, and acceptance. What is meant for you cannot be forced, only prepared for. Strengthen the body to support the mind. Physical health affects clarity, discipline, energy, and emotional balance. Caring for your body is part of caring for your mind and spirit. A steady body supports a steady mind. Live with intention, not habit. Your daily actions shape your identity and your future. Living with awareness creates purpose, meaning, and direction. Make each choice consciously, not automatically. Bonus: protect inner stillness. Inner calm is the base of wisdom and emotional strength. When you are grounded within, the world loses control over you. Stillness is the place where clarity, strength, and peace rise. There comes a moment in every life when we realize nothing changes until we change. Habits, emotions, mindset, discipline, these quiet patterns shape our destiny far more than dreams or wishes ever will. You are not here to simply survive your days. You are here to grow through them. Every small choice becomes a vote for the future version of you. And the strongest change is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet, repeated, steady. Buddhist wisdom reminds us, what you do daily becomes who you are permanently. So walk gently, but walk with intention. Do not rush, but do not stay still. Honor your path, refine your choices, and breathe into who you are becoming. The world does not need a perfect version of you. It needs a present, awake, and improving one. Like and share this video. Share your thoughts in the comment box for more inspiring Buddhist insights on living a peaceful life.